Welcome back to the channel. I'm being super productive today and this is the second video that I'm filming with the M2. If you haven't already, check out the previous video to this one. We just fitted some mirror. If you haven't already, check out the previous video where I fitted some carbon mirror caps to the car. So they're looking good. In this video, we're going to give the M2 a little rear facelift, and let me explain what I mean by that. The car is pretty perfect, as if you saw my collection video, the spec of this car and also the condition of this car is really, really good. However, there was one thing that was really annoying me, that I noticed when I viewed the car, was this badge. So you can see that it started to tarnish a little bit on the outside and the chrome's coming off. So we're going to replace that today. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to be replacing this M2 badge with a black item. I just think it looks better. Not a massive fan of chrome. I know we still have some chrome. We still have some chrome around the BMW badge, but I'm okay with that. But the car's got black front grills and everything else is gloss black. So I think it'll just look a bit nicer with the new badge. So let me show you what I've got. The badge came from BMW. It's a genuine replacement item, and then I've got the black M2 badge from Auto ID. I've also got these, which are pretty cool. I mean, because who doesn't want their own car on an air freshener? They even give you a little adhesive promoter. Okay. Yeah, so BMW badge off, M2 badge off. What I did want to do, just as a comparison, is have a look at the size of this M2 badge, because sometimes people are saying that the new ones are a bit smaller. That looks pretty much exactly the same if you ask me. Maybe a little bit smaller. I think maybe a fraction smaller. Either way, it's going to look better. I mean, I could just debadge it. Would everyone then just think it's a little 2 Series coupe with 4 carbon exhaust tips? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tape all the way around this edge, because we're going to use a pry tool to get this off, and it will just protect the paint. So let's get on with that. So I've got a whole set of pry tools. I got them from Amazon, but I don't know where this one came from. I can't remember, but this should do the job. So you just want to ease it in under the edge. Seems a bit more up on this side. I think we'll start here. The funny thing is like, oh, okay, that went quickly. That went from 0 to 100 real quick. Huh, and there we go. The good thing is, okay, so that went a bit scary for a second, but it's plastic, so it shouldn't mark the paint underneath. I would say that this is like a relatively inexpensive mod, but this wasn't exactly what I would call cheap, because then it's just a plastic car badge. I think I paid about £40. As you can see, this was literally it's just held in with 2 prongs. It comes off pretty easy. So you've got the BMW Mini stamp on there. Let's just double check I got the right one. Yeah, they look the same size. Now, what some people do, and I can't decide whether I want to do this or not, some people add a bit of 3M tape, because as you can see, it wasn't that hard to get that off. So maybe a bit of 3M tape in case there's any little thieves like go around nicking badges. Now I've just demonstrated, actually, haven't I? I've just literally demonstrated this video how easy it is to get this off. The only problem is there is a dip here. I don't know what the reason for that is. So if we're going to put any tape, it might need to go there. But then again, if I put tape here and it's too thick, it's going to stop the badge from sitting exactly where it needs to be. So I'm going to have a think about that for a second. Decision's been taken out of my hands. I can't find the 3M tape. We're just going to put it back on. We'll just put it back on. That's how BMW fit it. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm going to take all this masking tape off now. Just a bit of quick detailer to give it a clean behind there before we put the new badge on. So here's the new fresh one. give that a good shove. There we go. It's on. I mean, no one would probably ever noticed that. It's more me. I'm the one to clean the car. I'm the one that cleans the car. I'm the one that sees it all the time, and I need a better lens than this. Actually, I've got a new camera coming, so I'm looking forward to using that. But look, you can see that they're still tarnished on the edge. So for me, even though this was pretty pricey for just a badge, I think they call it BMW tags. For me, yes, that's worth doing. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to mask around this with frog tape or paint tape, whatever you want to call it, just so that I can keep the position, because ideally I'll just keep that tape on the whole way through. Hopefully when we get these badges off it won't leave too much glue residue. If not, I'll probably just make some sort of you can kind of make a template with the tape that you could take off and then put back on again. Now there's two methods to this. You can either use a trim tool, which I'm probably going to give it a little lever with first to see if it moves or not. The other one is to use fishing wire, which I've got somewhere. I'll have to find it. But like I said, going to start with a trim tool and see how we get on, and if not, I'll have to use fishing wire. Now, of course, the other option is to use a bit of heat, and I do have a heat gun, but it's buried somewhere. And they don't feel like they're on there that much. Like they're not that tight. They're not that tight. They're not that securely adhesed. I can get my fingernails under there. Not sure where my heat gun is, so I'm going to go a different route. I've got this. This is my car dryer. Well, it's a pet dryer, but it does have a heat setting, and it gets it gets pretty warm. So we're going to try and get the adhesive a little loosened up with this. Okay, it's definitely loosened it up. You can see that in the camera or not. It's moving. So let's see if we can get this off. Some gentle pressure. We need a flatter edge than that. Oh yeah, we're golden. And the best news is the adhesive is coming off with it. That's wicked. Nice. Schoolboy error, the camera was recording, I pressed the record button, so therefore stopped it recording, you didn't see me take the two off. But anyway, never mind. So the badge is now off. It has left a bit of, you get the kind of outside lines of where the badge is, you can still kind of see. It says M2. So we use some glue and tar remover just to get rid of all this, make sure the surface is nice and clean before we put the new badge on. I'm going to use some Obliterate, Auto Finesse, and I'm just going to apply it. This is like the handiest thing I've ever bought from Detail Joe. You can use one of these like swab style things so I can just keep it within the tape marks. I'm just going to apply it all over the area and then just leave it for a couple of minutes.
5 minutes later.
Oh, waiting for that tar and glue remover to go off. I'm just going to do a bit of a size comparison with this new badge and we'll see. No, you can definitely, yeah, it's definitely smaller. So the 2's the right size, but the M is much smaller. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, once it's on, you probably won't notice the difference. But that means I need to get this area completely clean before I put the new one on, because if there's any etching kind of thing on the paint, you'll better see it once the new badge goes on. So what I may end up doing, because it's not really glue, it's almost like a, I don't know, it's not glue, it's just like a faint outline of the badge. So what I might do is get a bit of compound on a pad and just give it a little rub down, see if we can get it off that way. Right, so managed to get everything off. There's a faint line just by this tape, which is the edge of the badge, but I think I'm gonna have to polish that off with the DA. It's almost kind of an etch in the paint, but it's very faint and you can only see it under a light. So now I'm just gonna use this primer, this adhesion promoter that Auto ID sent, which I guess is like some isopropyl alcohol. Oh, it stinks. But I've just cleaned this off with quick detailer, and obviously some quick detailers have like some wax, like gloss enhancing properties, which isn't really great for adhesion. So we'll just wipe it over with this first. Just dry that off. So the badge itself comes with a backer on it, of course, for the adhesive, but it comes with this kind of sticky front layer, which I'm assuming we can peel this off, leaving the badge hopefully still on that plastic, which means that we keep the spacing correct. Obviously this has got all brand new adhesive on it. And we're going to keep, what I'll do is I'm going to place it towards this end. The two, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Come off, come off, come off, come off. All right. See the two, as we've looked at that size comparison, the 2 is the right size, the M isn't. So we'll keep the M, the 2 to this side of our template, and the M will sit where it needs to sit in relation to the 2. That's it. Just put some pressure on that. Okay. Ooh, nice and glossy. I'll just take this. Template off. Like that. Just a bit more subtle. Oh, there's a quick detailer there. God. A bit more subtle than the chrome one. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, to me, I keep looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's so much smaller, but I'm only going to notice because I'm the one that took off the old badge. Anyone else would just look at it and think it's a black M2 badge. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I think it looks much better. Now that's actually, God, it's hot. That's like 2 out of 3 things I've got for the rear end. This is a bit of a mini rear end transformation. However, the third thing I've got to fit, I need the jack for, and my brother's nicked my jack. Well, I say he's nicked my jack, he hasn't really. It's a shared jack that we bought together. So now I just need to see if I can get that, and I'll probably, might not be able to do that today, but I'll tag that footage onto the end of this video.